everybody. Thanks for tuning into the program. I'm Connie Bryan, and you're listening to the Connie Bryan Show. We have a very important topic to discuss on the program today. The issue of Walmart putting so many small businesses out of business in America. We're talking mom and pops trying to pursue the American dream, and that's being taken away because of the super corporations and big box chains, Walmart being the number one offender. And today on the program, I've got a special guest. He is a small business owner out of Jackson, Mississippi, Mr. Jacob Hardy. Welcome to the program, Mr. Hardy. Thank you, Connie. Like I mentioned to you before the start of the show, I own Hardy's Hardware in Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm the second generation owner. My pappy started the business back in 1950, so we're going out of business now after 61 years. Oh my God, Mr. Hardy, I don't know what to say. It just breaks my heart to see this trend all across America. Yeah, and you know, it's one thing if it was just you know, an inevitable fact of life that, you know, at some point, you know, you're going to become obsolete, but that ain't what's going on. I mean, Walmart is selling everything that I'm selling and undercutting me because they use slave labor, you know, paying workers. I mean, Walmart's basically China, as you know, and the Chinese over there working for like 15 cents an hour. Yeah, how can you compete with that? You're absolutely right, and I think more Americans need to realize when they support Walmart, they are absolutely supporting something that is 100% un-American. That's absolutely right, and it's sad because, you know, you're in business, thriving, working toward the American dream, and then you wake up one morning and you find out you've been sold up the river, literally. Yeah, I don't know what to say. My heart goes out to you because, well, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to fight back because you don't sell a Hardy. You don't sell a Hardy up the river. And I mean, when I tell you we've been sold up the river, I mean literally. I ain't just using the term as a figure of speech. Well, what do you mean? Well, what do you mean literally sold up the river? Well, that's the unwritten policy of Walmart. You know, see, Connie, they come into town in their little van with their tinted window, and they ride around town, pointing at the shops and laughing, snickering, joking about the fact that they're going to put this business out of business in a month. They're going to put that business out of business in 3 months. Didn't you hear about that in that documentary? Yeah, I seem to recall there was a documentary on Walmart. It was a Walmart manager who no longer worked for the company. That's right, and he exposed it. He told her how they used to ride into town and they would look at the different shops and write down, okay, we know we can eat their lunch and probably put them out of business. You know, they were looking at like a shoe store, you know, and say, look at that poor little guy, poor little soul thinking he can sell shoes. We coming into town, we're going to have him eat his lunch within a month, you know. And they do this, they look around at all the different businesses and they just laugh. So you're trying to raise awareness about this, and you want to fight. So how? Well, but I'm back to this. Literally, you're saying that it's an unwritten policy for them to literally sell you up the river. That's right. They actually opened up their store by design up river from where I'm at. And, you know, I even have friends who used to shop here at Hardy's Hardware. And, you know, they stop by on their way to Walmart and they say, oh, you know, they say, we're so sorry, Jacob, that, you know, you've been sold up the river. And I, you know, the first time I did, you know, I thought it was just a figure of speech. And I said, Yeah, man, I can't believe it. You're right. You know, really, I was sold up the river. I mean, and I said, so where are you going? They say, well, we're gonna go buy some tools up the river. And you know, then it dawned on me that that Walmart literally, it wasn't enough for them to come into town and laugh and say, we're gonna put you out of business. They had to actually physically do it by selling you up the river. Well, this you don't think it's just a coincidence? No, I done looked into this, and I have a friend on the city council. He's a city council member, and when it finally dawned on me, called my friends, you know, my shop, my particular shop is actually, you can see the river, and my friends would be coming upriver in the boat and pull up at the dock and get out and holler at me and say, hey, Jacob, and then I'd step outside and they'd say, we're so sorry for you, you know, we're praying for you, but we going up the river here. And so I dawned on me, I'm like, this is being done on purpose. And so I talked to my friend at the city council, Jackson City Council, and he didn't want to, you know, I could tell he was lying, and he didn't want to be straight with me. And finally, he said, all right, I got him down on the ground, got him in a headlock, and I was choking him out. And I mean, I was really angry, and because I knew they had been a part of this. I mean, Walmart have to get permission from the city council, you know, to open up a store. And finally, just before he was going to go meet his maker, he said he'd tell me. And so I released him, and he told me that, yeah, in fact, Walmart came to them, and they seduced them right there in the chambers. They seduced them with the amount of money they would give the city if they let them open up a store. And that Walmart said, we want to do it up the river. And the city council said, well, you know, we selling out our neighbors and our friends. We might as well do that, because that makes sense, because that way we ain't, you know, we're kind of, you know, letting everybody know symbolically that, you know, we know we're betraying you. And I said, you know, if I ever see you again, I'm going to take a Black & Decker drill, and I'm going to insert it. Okay, let's stop right there, because, you know, we have to maintain certain FCC standards, and you're about to kind of cross a line that I don't think we're going to be able to come back from. So on the line with me, I have Mr. Jacob Hardy, who is a second-generation owner of Hardy's Hardware in Jackson, Mississippi. One of the latest victims of Walmart just coming into a town and destroying small business. And Mr. Hardy is bringing to our attention what he's referring to as an unwritten policy by Walmart to try to open up stores upriver. Am I getting this right, Mr. Hardy? That's right. Now, I'm not saying they do it all the time. I'm just saying that whenever possible, they try to open up their store upriver from small business and mom and pops. And in many cases, they can do that because of zoning situations where upriver is oftentimes you know, unincorporated, and it's just got, you know, some rural areas where big enough for them to open up one of their superstores. And they do this because you know, they know they're getting in bed. They know that they are, you know, sleeping with the city. Basically, they know and together they're screwing all the small business owners by getting in bed with the city. But it ain't enough for them to get in bed with the city. They want to treat the city like their bitch, and bitch slap them, and bitch slap all the businesses they putting out of business by saying, you know, we selling you up the river. And I'm just telling you right now, I ain't going to stand for it. A lot of businesses say, oh, a lot of mom and pops say, oh, well, you know, what we got to do is find a niche business. You know, we find something Walmart doesn't do, and switch. No, that ain't the solution. I'm telling you what the solution is here on the program is we need to open up our businesses further upriver from Walmart. Well, but wait a second. I mean, if you did that, you'd just be, I mean, there'd just be another Walmart store that would be, eventually, if not currently, eventually, upriver from you. No, that you don't understand what I'm saying. Right? I mean, we go upriver, right close to the county line, and then we open up our shops right there, and then they can't go no further upriver without being outside the county. Yeah, but what's going to keep people from, going outside of the county? Come on. People don't go outside their county as a rule. Especially African Americans, I'm telling you, I just know it's, I don't know what it is, but people generally speaking, and I don't think it's just an African American thing. I ain't trying to say that. I'm just, it's not a put down of any sort. It's just geographically people stay within their county. And that's just a fact of life. It's been something I noticed, especially amongst my community, ever since I was a little kid. We didn't traverse to go shopping, generally speaking, outside the county. And so this is the solution. Is we use this technique of Walmart's against them, and we open up our store, our shops, upriver from them. Okay, that's an interesting concept. On the line with me I have Mr. Jacob Hardy, who is one of the recent victims of Walmart chains coming in and putting small businesses out of business. We also have a caller on the line. This is Neil Bates, I believe, from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Yeah, that's right, Connie. Thanks for taking my call. I find this very interesting interview and some parallels with what I experienced. I have a lawnmower shop in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and also snow blowers. And I found a very similar experience with Walmart when they came to town. We are on the Red River. We're in the Red River Valley, and they did the very same thing. They came in and they opened up their store, and I didn't think about it until I heard this interview. It kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I thought, he's right. They opened up the Walmart here in Grand Forks, upriver from us, and here we are. We're in downtown, and they're I'll be darned if they ain't upriver, big as day. And so it's just it looks like it is a common trend that they do that. They go out of their way to do this on purpose. Well, yeah, but I mean, isn't it relative? Just because you're downtown, what if you were further south of, if they opened up a store south of downtown, you would be upriver from them. I don't know what you're saying, Connie. I mean, nothing's further down than, once you're downtown, you're downtown. I mean, you're not, everything is up from that. No, it's relative to that, isn't it? I mean, you could be south of downtown. They don't ever open up no Walmart downtown. That's what I'm trying to point out. You ever notice that? It just doesn't happen. You don't normally see a Walmart downtown. He's right, Connie. I mean, here in Jackson and everywhere I've ever seen, they never open up no Walmart in the downtown area. It's always up from downtown, and so this is a common practice that's going on. Yeah, he's you're really a great American, as Sean Hannity would say. You're a great American talking about this, bringing this up on the airwaves. I'm so glad you brought this to our attention. I'm going to approach our city council and try to find out if they was behind this, because I'm sure they probably were. I mean, they have to get Walmart have to get their permission, and so then they become adopted Chinese. And I'm telling you, I'm waiting for my friend. He need to go and get some plastic surgery. He need to go get plastic surgery to his eyes, and he need to look the part if he's going to act the part of being Chinese, because that's what Walmart is. It's nothing but a Chinese company. Well, yeah, it wasn't always, though. Mr. Walton, that wasn't his business model to begin with. His business model was to allow for American-made products to be on his shelves. That's right. Mr. Walton did not intend for it to be what it has become, which is a disgrace. It's totally opposite of what America stands for. And Americans, I guess Walmart could afford to do a lot of research, psychological research, and they know that there's just an innate, endemic psychological tendency of Americans to want to see what's up around the bend. Like the Creedence Clearwater song, going up around the bend. It's about exploring and wondering what's around the corner. And like Freud always talked about. His studies showed that not just Americans, of course, all of us, everybody has collective memory, and this kind of harkens back to the olden days, back when we did more things by boat, and we were on the river a lot more, and we got our subsistence largely from the river, and there's just a collective consciousness, a collective memory of wanting to keep going upriver. And Walmart knows this, and so they're using it against us. And like I said, I got my own friends coming by telling me, so sorry, you're going out of business. I say, well, why don't you buy a drill? Why don't you buy a hammer? Why don't you get yourself a plant or something? Because I sell plants in a small nursery too. And they're like, oh yeah, well, see, we going up the river a little ways. It's because they want to see, they think they're going to get a better deal, and it's just a psychological thing. Well, so that's really interesting. It's a social case study here that you're talking about, postulating a theory that Walmart knows that we just can't resist exploring further upriver. That's right. So what we're trying to raise awareness about is everyone who want to have their own business and pursue the American dream, they need to go in their county up the river and start a business district of mom and pop shops right on the county line, just inside the county line, so Walmart had no place to go further upriver than that. That is amazing. So hold on, we do have a caller on the line. This is Daniel Livingston, Vice President in charge of Public Relations for Walmart. I'm calling you from the Bentonville office. Connie, you must not care to have a very long career, as far as I can see. Are you threatening me? Why would you take that as a threat? But you're saying I don't want a very long career. Why would you say that? Because I'm exposing through this show some critical part of your business model? Look, you're starting to sound like, what's that program on the overnight with Art Bell and George Norrie, and you're talking about Coast to Coast? Yeah, there are conspiracy theories, all this up the river stuff, and who gave you permission to come on and criticize Walmart? I don't need your permission to talk about the effect that Walmart is having across this country, destroying small businesses in their wake. Every day we're losing hundreds of small businesses because of you guys coming in and undercutting the prices. You need to know what side of your butter, what the bread is. Where my bread is buttered? Thank you. And you apparently don't. Well, most of our advertisers are small business owners, not Walmart. So I don't really get your point on that. My point is, I think I've already made my point, and that is that if we don't want you to sneeze, and you sneeze, then we're going to make it so that you can't sneeze anymore. What? If I sneeze, I have to have your permission? You said it. We're Walmart, and so you're way out of line coming on with this program, calling us un-American and calling us Chinese. Well, aren't practically all your products Chinese? All your products are made in China. So what? And it looks like you have a business model that does try to open up stores whenever possible up the river, just to add insult to injury. Again, you're sounding like a conspiracy theorist. Well, you're the one calling up all upset because I'm talking about this. Obviously, we must be hitting a nerve. And don't you think that even if they do fix it so we can't open up another store upriver, don't you think that we'll just lower our prices to where it's 50 cents on the dollar? I mean, if we have to, don't you think we would just practically become a dollar store? I mean, I can sell a Black & Decker drill for under $10 and still, make a profit or break even. I don't think that they have any shot at all at succeeding when we have that capability. Yeah, the only reason you have that capability is because of the fact that you use slave labor, Chinese people working 16-hour days, making 15 cents an hour. Who's selling who up the river? Is it Walmart, or is it your own American legislators? I mean, let's be honest. If you guys feel like you've been sold up the river, it's not our fault. It's the way your system has been designed by your own people, because of their drive to make more money and have larger profits. It's not Walmart's fault. We're just functioning within that system. So let's point the blame where the blame belongs, and the blame, if you're going to say that there's un-American activity going on, would have to be at the feet of the legislators that created NAFTA and created a trade imbalance that allows for us to function this way and allows for us to open up our stores upriver, downriver, wherever we feel like. We don't need permission for anything. Your caller, your guest, was saying that we need permission from the city. We don't ask for permission. We come in and we have our way with the city. We say we're going to do it. We say where we're going to do it. Yeah, and oftentimes, from what we're learning, you tell them you want to open up your store upriver whenever possible. Look, I'm not going to play into your conspiracy theory. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. I'm just saying, if you want to have a career in radio, I suggest that you stop talking about this issue, because we're listening. That is nothing but an out-and-out threat. Are you still there? He hung up. Can you believe that? This is amazing. Mr. Hardy, did you hear that? Yeah, I heard that, Connie. And it's clear to me that this was a threat from Walmart directly to you. So you need to be watching your back, because they're going to try to take you out of the business. Or they're going to, what they may do, if they keep following the same business model, is they're going to buy up a radio station up the river from where you are. And then they're going to undercut your prices and put your radio station out of business. But it's going to be done upriver. So what you need to do is you need to talk to the powers that be at your radio station, and you need to go and look for one further upriver as far as you can inside the county line, and that's going to be your best bet after hearing what he had to say to you.